Yes, people. So in this video, I want to talk about the disillusionment in high and low places in St. Lucia. And basically, I want to focus on Vieux Fort principally. Now, I just want you to think for a minute. Just think without thinking of political parties, without thinking of the fact that you may be a UWP supporter or the fact that you may be a SLP supporter. Just forget about these political parties for now. And I just wanted to think of this one situation. Just think of these facts. I want to ask you this question. Why is it, people? Just think, man. Think for once. Why is it that in a place where you have a deep sea harbor, like Vieux Fort, a deep sea harbor, you have an international airport, you have large expanses of flat land, that well before they give it away for 99 cents to the Taiwanese people, to the Chinese guy. You have Deep Sea Harbor International Airport, large expanses of land. You have so many people that are unemployed and probably people that are willing to work. Yet, for decades, there is no development in Vieux Fort. Why? These are the things that we need to think about. We need to think in this country of things that are important. Too often, the minds of people is on things that do not help them, that do not help the economy, that do not help the country. Sometimes you just move around and you listen to young people speak, old people speak. A lot of time it's just a lot of useless, stupid talk. People spend their whole lives talking about, arguing about useless things about parties and politics that they do not even understand, things that they do not know about. They're making it sound like these are factual statements. So many people spend all their time, just the whole conversation. Let me hold on, please. The whole conversation of some people is about underwoman frock. That woman have a nice ass. That woman have a nice this. That woman have a nice that. Your whole mind is consumed in those things. I want you to think of important things once and for all. Why is it that in a place, do you know that there are communities in different countries that spend billions of dollars just to modify the areas to have a deep sea harbor? You know the amount of different places and states that are trying hard to get approved to have an international airport. Yet you have an international airport. An international airport. You have a deep sea harbor. And you have large expanses of flat land. People that are unemployed and can't work. And yet, for decades, no development in that community. Why? Why? Simona Van Zot. Why is it that you never thought, like, you never think to yourself that something is wrong with this picture? That a big plane comes in from the United States, from England, and other shores, and all the pilots, all the air hostesses, and most of the crew, everybody takes a big bus and goes up north to Grozile. And that thing has been happening for decades. Why? try to get my why is that happening? Let me try to fix up my look like my. I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. I'm going to come back, but just think of why that is happening. Oui, moi, viens encore. Why is it, people? Why is it that in a country where you have an international airport that at the time when the pilots come, and the only place I realized that they built that was up to standard to accommodate some pilots and the air hostesses was a place they call how do they call that place again? Skyway Inn. Skyway Inn was the place that they built. Why is it, people? Out of all these years, you have both UWP and SLP running things in the country. And these people will give you the impression that they're so concerned about the development of the place and tourism and all of that. Why is it that the tourism never reached Vieux Fort? Where there's an international airport, there's a deep sea harbor, but with the tourism never reached there. Why? But what will happen is, for the most part, these same people whom the governments will just ignore totally, se moun sa kay easily jiwo ba me pou insilto, hasho, fiziwo pour se même political party sa. Why is it, people? Why is it? And look, out of both of these political parties were in power, and look how long that St. Jude's Hospital has been in a place where people are supposed to be playing sports. And for years, nothing. And both of these political parties, c'est pas moi, c'est yo, c'est pas moi, c'est yo. Why, how long, people, will you allow these political parties to blind you all in the country? Anti-pays, no name. You're allowing them people to blindfold you. This is a disillusionment. Zone se moun sa ka kenezo. Lani kote moun ka try gain international airport status. Moun ka try ni deep sea harbor. Lani tout sa Vieux Fort ek la pa ni development place like so I realize about it wrong. The other thing again, be careful. You see, the people in Vieux Fort that own businesses, your own land, you'll have your houses in Vieux Fort. No matter qui sa yo fait, because se ba sa ka fait la, ko hen se genti boy ka vini ek assault rifle ka fiziwe moun and all of that. Se ba sa ka control par remote control. Se di boy sa pa même sa yo ka fait. You remember the movie Godfather? If you look at the CD, they're showing you a puppeteer just pulling the strings and it's controlling the people. That's what's happening in Vieux Fort. The fellas that doing those things don't even know they're part of a design to make their family poor. That's what's happening in Vieux Fort. So the people of Vieux Fort, don't go and sell your houses and sell your land because of Moun Kapete Bal Vieux Fort. Do not sell your property. Because what I think is happening there is there are fellas in high places and low places that have determined within themselves that when they're ready to develop Vieux Fort, they're going to develop Vieux Fort and make billions of dollars. And you people in Vieux Fort are in their way. Now, the thing is, it is more critical now because you had a situation where, remember, you had a situation where we had all these acres of land that were available in Vieux Fort. The land you do not have that kind of land again because they gave it to the Chinese people for 99 cents per acre per year. So the amount of land that is available in Vieux Fort has been dramatically reduced. So, in light of the fact that people know that the land is not there, could it be that the reason we're having all this bal captive for is because they're trying to intimidate people in high and low places? They're intimidating you so that you will get so scared, you will sell your property, you will sell your land for next to nothing, and when they're ready, they can come in and build their marinas. Build des marinas, même si hôtel là, pas te vle faire, yo kay commencer faire tout ça yo te pour faire, yo pas faire là, yo commencer faire in no time ça kay fait. Because quite possibly, and I highly suggest and I highly suspect the reason that these things are happening in Vieux Fort is because there is less land available now for the business people to do business because they did a 99-year deal with the Chinese fella. So they're trying to frustrate you people so that those that have land, they will say, moi-même, marais Vieux Fort, whatever, na even business like na sorti là because Tinex, you take money you can trade. The fellows that are doing that don't even know what they're doing. The puppeteer is just pulling the strings at Munka dancer. A puppet, so like you go sometimes to a show, they used to have these shows on television before, but you never see the string. There's a puppeteer pulling the string, and you will see the puppet speaking, and the puppeteer will be speaking, and you will be assuming that it's the puppet that is speaking. But there's a puppeteer, when he pulls the string, the puppet will dance and all of that. That is what's happening in Vieux Fort. In high and low places, there are puppeteers that are pulling the strings. You're pulling the strings, and you have all these shootings taking place. The whole objective of that is to frustrate the people that have land. Why is it that it wasn't getting hot like that? But from the time the land, the area, the amount of land available for business, from the time they reduce that because they give the land to the Chinese, that is when all of them pow things start. If you have land in Vieux Fort, don't sell it. Call your family, call your people, tell them do not sell the land. If they're in America, if they're in Russia, wherever they are, they're in England, call them on their phone and tell them, no matter what happened, don't sell your land in Vieux Fort. Vieux Fort people, do not sell your land. Because I suspect highly these things are happening because the land amount is reduced right now. You people do not know it now, but the value of land in Vieux Fort will go up the roof. You see that thing that is going on there where the Chinese man have all the land? The value of land in Vieux Fort will go up the roof. You have a deep sea harbor, you have an international airport, and you have flat land. Fellas will listen to me. People already have their plans for marina and all kind of things in Vieux Fort already. Do not sell your land. No matter what happened, don't sell your land. You have them little boys behaving like they do not know what they're doing. They're just a part of the pond. They're just a part of the scheme that they're just being used and they don't even know. In high places, they're being used. You understand? In the realm, in the spiritual realm, them fellas are being controlled to do what they're doing there. That is disillusionment. The other piece of disillusionment that is happening in Vieux Fort and in the whole country is that thing where they're telling you about when you listen to budget, you hear me talking about direct foreign investment. See, Munaka for that it is only when foreigners invest in our economy we can have a good economy in the country. People, do not let them politicians fool you people again. Open your eyes. There was a time, a long time ago, there was a time in the 50s, in the 60s, 50s, 60s, especially around the 60s, when, it was real serious poverty in Russia. And If you look back at some of the old tips, Compton was trying hard to develop the country, and he was going to overseas begging for investments and things like that. We had nothing much. We used to sell bananas by bunches, put them in the boat, and send them to England. We needed direct foreign investment. We needed people to come and invest money in the country because logically, presque tout le monde cette cité pauvre. People put people, and the people were poor. Right now, you're having people behaving as if they're so wealthy just because they can eat a bread better. But the whole place was poor. When you look at old videos, old tips of how the place used to be, and you realize all the people were poor. So we had to have direct foreign investment because nobody near. But remember that there was a period called the Windrush period when there were people that left the Caribbean and they went to England on them boats to work. England opened up the place for us to go there and work. Although when they reached where they wanted to reach, we built England, and now they do not want us. They had a thing where they started deporting people a couple of years ago. But our people went to England, they went to America, they went to different countries to work. And what happened is there are people from St. Lucia and these different places that were in England and America, and these people have done very well financially, and even their children too. And so what happened now is instead of that direct foreign investment thing they're talking about, we need to be talking about direct local investment. We need to move away in the House of Assembly. That thing looking like a complot vibe that's going on there. Direct foreign investment. We have to have less direct foreign investment and have more of local investment, direct local investment. Because when you look at it, you have a lot of people who have done well and who have the capacity to improve the economic situation in the country. People can start businesses and different things. Kuchekle. Mais là, côté budget, c'est direct foreign investment. Après, c'est bon, Dieu qui là, direct foreign investment. There are people that can do things. Now, the bad thing we have here is this. Whereas they're going in the House of Assembly and they're gloating direct foreign investment, we intend to attract X amount of people. We went and we want to build 40 new rooms in this place, 40 new rooms in that place, and all of that. L'année moun, cette liste qui ça fait ça. So why don't appeal to your local people and have direct investment from your own people? Direct investment. But you know what happened? When your own people, your Lucians that are in New York and England and those places, when they want to come and invest in the economy, même si moun sa qui suppose même si moun ka faciliter foreigners vin invest at least you can block ces moun sa. There's a guy, St. Lucian man who contacted me because through my videos he contacted me, and he told me that one of them ministers from a past administration met him in America, and if they agreed. He told the fella he had this business idea. Oh, very good. C'est by ça nous voulons cette liste. En compte ouais, là vient cette liste vient check my office moi. So the man came to his office one time. He came on a trip to Russia. And he went into the office. While he was in the office, minister la ka fait unworkly. He can ignore nom na invité outside. He can ignore. These same people, while they ignore their own people, they will bend down backwards to cater for the fellas from other places. But they will block you. You understand? You guys block who? Lord Baila Yoka, we have some institutions that's supposed to be facilitating investments. They used to call them but they call them Invest St. Lucia now. I'm going to tell you what happened to me personally, and then I have had people tell me the same thing. I wanted to do a project in Vieux Fort. So, you write them and you tell them you're interested in doing such and such a project in Vieux Fort and all of that. They put their thing there and they will send a letter saying they receive your letter, whatever. Them people will write you back. At least they wrote me back and tell me that they couldn't find no place in the whole of Vieux Fort to accommodate me. What them fellas do sometimes, them guys will call people from your community and ask them which political party you're supporting. Ki parti mi se ka supporte. Ek sou ka supporte wrong party ya, se moun sa kay deny yo. So when you check it, it's at the very level of these quasi government institution. They have these things there as if you know that it appears as if Invest St. Lucia is just there to cater to foreigners. And I know that they will make provisions for some locals too. Which actually, any locals qui ka hen bagay to tout manière based on political affiliation, like different bagay, whatever, you are mem group, c'est pour la même bagay, yo, whatever. You can facilitate yon de moun. But according to moun nak invest St. Lucia chay di le, c'est pour ça ka fait according to a vayo, c'est pour chen te St. Lucie by moun sort lot pay ou sa. Ou même, ou, no matter qui place ou sorti en St. Lucie, est-ce que ça jamais sorti ici à China et qu'un plus bon traitement pour les Chinese? Ça va ça jamais fait. Est-ce vous même, whatever non here, whatever non maman et papa ou ba, est-ce que ça quitte pays St. Lucie à China et que c'est mon about advantages and privileges over and above a Chinese? Ça va fait. Now, même to by la moite voye by your card yo mo intéressé. They will send you a letter telling you whatever, we can find whatever, but we have your name on file to magic on. These lands that probably they would list to you as a local, especially in the Vieux Fort area that they think will be Chinese, these things will be listed to locals for like between around 1,300 to 1,400 EC per acre per year. Même te ça, you list li by say te Chinese la, book chinois. You list li by chinois for 99 US cents per acre per year. Et un book comme moi, from place la même. Maman from place la, papa ou paye taxe en place la, maman ou paye taxe en place la. You guys faire book comme moi pay 1,400 EC dollars per acre per year. Et quand Chinese qui fait l'autre pays, you guys pay 99 US cents per acre per year for 99 years. Est-ce que moun sa en favor? Est-ce que moun sa en favor? Now, when you look at it, I am not really blaming Chasney altogether, because the plan is a good plan. But the 99 cents is the killer. That's what messed him up. It's just ridiculous. But the overall plan that Chasney has is a good plan. So I'm just showing you how your own people, they make provisions to cater for foreign people in the country. May say, who give in here, you can block on all kind of stupid levels, political levels. You need to regarder qui parti ou ka supporter. Sou pas parti, you need to regarder qui parti maman avec femme ou ka supporter avant ou hen en chote St. Lucie pour faire un projet. Mais en Chinese, ça vient avec tout bagay pour rien. That is how. These are the disillusionment that is moving through the place that is causing all the problems. So, un moun kay vini sort lot pays, et kay fait bien, ou ki en place là, obstacles in your way. When you try to do something in this place, especially if it is something that is ambitious, question si book sa ka mande is who that man think he is? Who that man think he is? I know them people well. Who that man think he is? Mais tout book ka vini sort lot pays, a de laisse book sa se volé. There's some fellas that came from Spain, and I know what I'm talking about because I was working on a project with some fellas. Some fellas came from Spain, the former company in St. Lucia, and they took a couple of $1 million, I think around 3 million or something like that. And the fellas, yo point là avec yo move, avec yo pas rien fait rien. Ou pas rien tan yo dit ça. Around $3 million. Who qui Saint Lucien est pour play en $1 million whatever, boy, tout démo Saint Lucie ka lever contre. Boug qui ni gros position. Yo ka l'idée yo c'est qui moun monsieur quoi yé. They have to ask what political party you support. Qui moun maman monsieur yé. Qui moun papa monsieur yé. En qui lodge papa monsieur sorti. Toute bêtise qu'on a, yo ka fait, yo ka dit. Mais les boug la vene, tout volé, tout pédophile, tout boug of vieux réputation ka sorti l'autre pays vini, zoka ouvert gate ba yo. It's like fly the gate and letting the pirate. Mais c'est moun zo a même, zoka mistipe en les set lisen en place là. Disillusionment. Let me show you the disillusionment that is going. Baba is on a lot point. Let me tell you something. MNC, Super J's, Peter and Company, SNS, tout ces books ça. You need business yo. The locations, Castries, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière. The great businessman extraordinaire, Mr. Michael Chasney, ni business li, Castries, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière. Who même from place là, you, try ni pièce bagay en pays Saint Lucie. Try ni pièce business, pièce en rien en pays Saint Lucie. Informers, spies, creepers, tout you can venir from the according to moun ka sortan tout just to try to sink you. Toutes ces books ça ni Vieux Fort ni business, toutes les autres books ça moi di ou là, ni business, Castries, Vieux Fort and Soufrière. The disillusionment is so strong in these people. You will have to trying to have a little operation in your place. Adele place là tellement petit, les têtes ont dit dans fait sous d'or. Mais c'est moun ça là qui fight against you. C'est moun ça qui perd sommeil les hustle. Then people don't sleep just to try to make your business close down. The other technique they will use again, deliberately, they will come and take credit knowing full well that they will not pay you. I was selling this, everybody knows, some people know that I had the shop selling the things to farmers. Lana Bog, qui a play accordé in pli fan pay tout le monde, en go coco. Bog la vene, point buy un shop, point, $1,700, $1,700 worth of goods, and he never paid me back. Some of them people, Bog la fâché avec moi, Bog la fâché avec moi, pour y pas payer moi, Some people some of these creepers in that country, the disillusions, they lost. The mindset is that they will mess up your business for credit, or some of them will not sleep at night just for your business to close down. And these are some of the things that we're dealing with. But the person can come from China and no problem with that. The disillusionment again are giving you points upon points. Why is it that these when them man come here, them people, them direct foreign investment people that you're talking about, them people are coming from overseas and want to invest in the country, especially those in the tourist industry. why when they come, you will always want to give them the beachfront property. According to sell côté, the best lands that we have, that's what you want to give them. In America and England and them places, most of the hotels are not around the beachfront property. In the middle of Manhattan, in the middle of Miami and all of them places, that's where you have their hotels. So, but why is it that when they come to our shores, they insist that they have to get the beachfront property? Exoka Bayo. So, before you were born, you have fellas responsible for tourism in St. Lucia up to now. And them man making you believe that they're so good, that Labour Party is the best, UWP Party is the best. And all of them had ministers of tourism. A book minister of tourism, sir, power in necessary to reserve some of the best lands for their own people. These guys have no ideas when it comes to their own people. All of them, UWP and SLP, none of your people, your tourism people, your tourism ministers, never had any plans for locals. Your only plans and the only reason why you all exist is to open up the door, fly the gate for these white people coming from overseas to come and get the best lands that we have in the country. When you go overseas to them people places, you will not get the best opportunities. They leave their best for their people. But them people in St. Lucia, UWP, SLP, ministers of tourism, all of them, year after year, election after election, them fellows behaving as if their reason for living is to make the best lands available for them people from foreign. And you will want something, they deliberately block you. But listen to me, I'm going to give you a way. You have to get serious. Wezon se moun sa ka ni zo disillusionment because zo pa ka pwede, zo di la pa nan bon Dieu. So zo pa vle bon Dieu. So tout magie ka wive zo actuellement. Tout magie because you're going to them churches and it's like almost like some of you they're making no sense because you're not going there for nothing good. Est Bible la pa di, est le nation ka fait un chay bagay ki pa bon? Any nation that is doing a lot of foolishness that's not good, that disrespecting the laws of the Father, you know what happened? Foreigners just end up taking the best of what you have. As Lucky W said, you're reading the Bible, but you're not understanding what is going on. Then people will come. Mary, respect Mary. These people will let the people come from your country, come from overseas to your shores and get the best. And you cannot even get a job in your country. Your children will not be able to get a job in your country. Why is it that everybody have to run? In any country, there'll be people that feel like they have better opportunities overseas. But lo when a whole come plain moun ka kite, I Lord pay something wrong. And what happened is Zokafa, you all got angry when Trump called your place shithole country. Trump called your place shithole country and you all were angry. But why were you all angry? Because the shit things that are happening in them places too. Trump is right. Shit things that are happening in them countries. So you all have to run. We have to run to America. We have to run to Germany. We have to run to England to eat our bread. Because the people that we elect to represent us, they're more fighting against you from getting anything in the country. Everything good they reserve for foreigners. Everything good they reserve for foreigners. Now, there have been a lot of things, some of the things that Hille said, Ernest Hille, some of the things he said before the elections, I was not happy with some of his statements. But Hille had that plan, or he spoke about that plan where he wants to give the locals an opportunity to invest in the tourism thing where the local people, they can have like a place where guests can come in, like at your home or whatever thing that you want to build, the guests can come in. I respect Ernest Hille for that. But that thing need to go further. We don't want to just have people with like you have a house and to have a room and for tourists to come there. No, we don't want that alone. That is just for starters. Right now, we want the best lands. You see the beaches that we have, the beach front property. We need a situation where no these prime ministers understand that we're not giving our beach property to foreigners no more. The government need to work with these banks where they make millions of dollars available to Locians to do things. They're giving people small loans, little $5,000 loan, little $100,000 loan. Some of them things people need millions of dollars. Where the people like 20 farmers can come together and they can get a loan, they can build cottages. They can build at least one cottage that is for 20 farmers. You have civil servants. Some civil servants, they're working or some of them retiring. 20 civil servants can come together, take a loan under that initiative, and build a nice cottage by a beachfront area. And we have 20 civil servants who will be gaining from that. In that way, their children and their grandchildren from benefit from that. Man, let me tell you something. We need to move from the thing where we just eating our bread to the end, to the point where people, there need to be real wealth that is being created in the country. You have a lot of people that, because they can eat a little bread now, say bugla feel like you are with they're rich and all of that. Then people don't know nothing about wealth. Wealth is a generational thing. You understand? Shasney has wealth. Shasney's grandchildren can eat on his investments. But you have some people, certainly see, dip you na kai, you na machine car drive, you can still tell lot moon because you are with it. They think that they have arrived. And these people, I call them nouveau rich people. These people are just one sickness away from complete poverty. Just quand c'est mon yon mal tête, yon mal boudin, ou just fun. One headache. One headache. Dana auntie mwen, there's an auntie of mine. She had a brain tumor in America. And based on what they told me, it cost around $300,000 for the surgery. Or close to that. Surgery and the care of the care afterwards and all of that. So when you have some of them people in Russia, just because you have a car and a house and things like that, you can try buy and make we are with. Whereas the foreigners come in and take everything that you have and you just behaving like you have a right because you have a car. You do not know nothing about wealth. And you all go around boasting and showing off in the country. Whereas the people coming from overseas and take everything that you all have. And this is St. Lucia where we are happy. People are lost. The people disillusioned. The same person that will go and spend $1,000 plus on a costume. Then you come in and complain the following day that Wasco don't have water because you don't have a tank. A tank is around $1,000. You find it is too much to buy a tank so lela applicator. You could have trapped a few hundred gallons of water sometime, but you end up not even 1 gallon of water you can trap because you fail to buy a water tank that is costing $1,000. Disillusionment can affect you. Ek deme issue ka l'école, ou pas même ni là pour buy issue pour l'école. Disillusionment a pay ya. So many people lost. So what happened is you're so lost that moun just ka vini sort lot pay, just pwe pay an amount. Just pwe pay an amount. Disillusionment. No plans. Se moun nan pa an pièce plan. Manger tout seul se moun nan ka pale. I mean, the thing is, the people are part of organizations where they're supposed to be, like you have these quasi-government organizations that's supposed to be helping people. Let me tell you something, man. These people will find out that they support these quasi-government agencies that are supposed to be helping people get land. C'est moun sa pli en politics pe politician na même. So all of those people are killing the growth and development of the country by blocking people. Some people, according to moun sa se ba wat, to avay se moun sa se pou ba we moun, pou yo pa, according pou pa hen an yen pi ya. You understand? That foolishness have to stop, Gasa. These things have to stop. Because what happened in there right now, the same blockage, the same bawa, that's what's going on in Vieux Fort right now. That is what's going in Vieux Fort now. Zo se moun sa fe akodi la pa nan bon Dieu. Zo di zo pa vle bon Dieu, nou pa vle sa. Zo reject bon Dieu, tout ça zo ka fe. Zo pa vle bon Dieu. Mais même les zo ka di la pa nan bon Dieu, zo ka embrace dem moun. Tout vieux principe dem moun zo ka vini mene an system zot. Just go to Vieux Fort. I first noticed that in Vieux Fort. Now I saw it in Castries too. Early in the morning, just go to these business places early around 6 or 5, after 5, pass around Vieux Fort and them other places. All the steps wet. Steps yo march yo mouye. If you di say Christian country. So this was a Christian country. But they had tourné dans les autres. So that is why you have all manner of people. But these things they do not preach to you when you go in the churches, because them churches more there to collect your money. They're not there to open your eyes. The Bible show that when people doing all them kind of abomination and foolishness and they behaving like the end of God, children just rule them. People coming from other shores and take what they have, and that's what's happening in the place. Children ruling your land and Lucia. Because children ka voye voice note, ka di zo, vin le fe komisyon zo, ek pa vini antwe kon zo vle because zo ka point to, ti mamay ka di zo sa. Ti mamay ka empêche gwanom 60 years vin Vieux Fort. Gwanom 60 years pe. 70 years zo pe. Gwanom pe ay Vieux Fort. Children are your leaders. Ekse bougla ki ka preach by son church la, yo pa ka di zo sa, because your path les yeux are over. Because the whole objective right now of a lot of them religious organizations is to take your money. They will not tell you about God. Any man that know God can never be a slave. N'importe moun nan ki connaît bon Dieu pas ça jamais fait un slave. C'est moun nan vin his so as slave. Ba mwen des autres bagay. The thing that is happening there in Vieux Fort is a manipulation and a disillusionment that is taking place pour zot même, pour zot ped trésor, pour zot quitter Vieux Fort move, pour go boug. Go tête, vin établir quoi yo, vin faire marina yo là, vin faire marina yo, vin faire 5-star hotel yo, vin faire bagay yo, ou check le, vin establish quoi yo là. So right now you can control say bougla ko they say puppet on a string. Ek bougla ka pété bal ka tuer famille yo, ka tuer moun yo ay l'école pi. Not realizing you just being controlled by a puppet. Say bougla vle create mayhem en Vieux Fort pour zo vante zo en bas pour move et même marina et même se ba la yo pas te ka faire pour employer his zo yo va commencer faire actuellement because zo vante zo pour rien. Why is on say ministers UWP and SLP, the only thing they have on their mind, their only claim to fame is foreign direct investment. That's all they talk about. And they have to be direct foreign investment, because if you are going to put obstacles in the way of locals, it is only the foreign place that you have to look to. But I'm going to tell you something. You cannot always be a victim. You cannot always cry. You cannot always cry when things are happening to you. You have to get blows, and you have to learn from your blows, and you have to come back stronger. Let me tell you something, and these are things that they do not teach your people in your churches. There's a guy named Nehemiah. Nehemiah was serious man like a prophet. Nehemiah was serving a king. He was in captivity. You remember there was a time that different nations was taking over over Jerusalem because they were not behaving themselves. So Nehemiah was taken and he was brought into the king's palace. He and the king had a very good reputation relationship. The king had liked him a lot. So one time the king realized that man, I noticed that man is not happy, and that guy used to always crack jokes with me. So the king tell him, man, come Nehemiah, what is your problem? Because that's not your style. Something is definitely wrong. So the man tell the king, how can I be happy when even in my own country the fences are broken? They burn our buildings. You understand? There are some people that when things are not right in their country, it hurts them. It's a burden onto them. There are people in the country that don't really care. Even if St. Lucia burn in flames, there are some people that do not care. They do not care. But some of us care about what is happening. And just like Nehemiah, we worry about the things that are happening in the country, the way the young people are killing each other. When we look and we see young guys with high powered rifles busting shot at each other, these things, God, these things make us feel bad. These things make us feel bad because we know also that these are young people that has the potential to even contribute to development of the country, and their lives are being shed like people just dying like flies. You understand? But again, I'm going to continue the situation about Nehemiah. So Nehemiah asked the king if he can grant him leave so that he can go to Jerusalem to repair the place. And because the king had liked him and he had a good relationship with the king gave him letters so that the people that he would have met, the officials and other people that he would meet, would help him out. He gave him a letter to the guy that is responsible for the forestry so that he would be able to have wood to build whatever he wanted to. And he also provided him with some of the most skillful people in construction and things like that. So Nehemiah went and to repair the broken gates in Jerusalem and to fix up the buildings that they burned. But while he was there, he and his men, while they were building the gates and things like that, there were certain fellows that were coming to try to undermine them. There was one, his name was Sanballat, and the other one name was Tobiah. These guys were coming and they were undermining them. They were telling them, these things that you're building there, even a fox can push a hole through that. Fella. And there are people in St. Lucia just like that. Anything you're trying to do, they will try to discourage you. Sometimes, even in your very house, you have Sanballats, you have Tobiah in your own house. Disillusioned people, they are just there to try to prevent you from building the things that you have to build. So Sanballat and Tobiah was just there discouraging him. When they realized that the discouragement was not working, what they did, they went into high gear and they plotted to kill the fellas that were making the door, building the walls. I'm telling you that to say there are informers and spies and creepers in Luscia that will go as far as even trying to kill you if you build in certain things. You may not believe those things, but I'm sure that there are people in the cemetery that are there because they were building something and somebody, some Tobiah, just did not want them to do it. And there are people like that in St. Lucia. So when Nehemiah and his men realized that these guys had plotted to kill them, what they did? They started coming on the construction site with their sword in their waist. I am telling you all of that to say, when you're building something, whatever it is that you want to build, you have to have your sword in your waist. Pas fait bagay kon kouyon, cette lisi. Pa fe bay kon, li pa la kont, pa try establish anyen kon kouyon. You have to have your sword in your waist when you're building something in St. Lucia. You see the man that coming from China and build something here. They fly in the gate and opening the door for him. He does not even have to have a sword. But you need to have a sword because some of them will come and try to stop you. So you need to have a sword. They want to stop your project. Some of them working for government and they want to stop your project. There are some that work in banks in St. Lucia. They will want to stop your projects. They will come tell you, bring a proposal, come bring a proposal. When you come with a proposal, they will take your best ideas and they give it to their friends and they will tell you no. They will find all ways and means for them not to give you the funding. But when they give the same money, they'll give millions of dollars to a man from China or some other place, Spain, and the millions of dollars. And sometimes some of them fellows take the money and they run away with the money. And you never hear them say that on the news because they're so ashamed. They know how they're blocking St. Lucians already. And so they don't want the Lucians to know that the people that they had confidence in, they robbed them. They took their money and ran away with it and never did no project. So they are there. There's a lot of disillusionment in this country. There are a lot of sick-minded people that are just there to block people, and some ministers are in that thing too. Now, there are times in these quasi-government entities, there are times when people do things, they block you and things like that. And sometimes the ministers of government do not know nothing about that. Sometimes the ministers are innocent. It's just fellas that on their own trip doing those things because they believe that by that they want to block that man because that man not from our party. Kadele minister pa même sa zakalia. So they have these things that these things are happening, people. And what I'm trying to tell you is this: the time has come for you in this country to take what's yours. Out of all of that talk that I'm giving you right now, the most important thing I want you to remember is this: the time has come for you to take what is yours in this country. Because you are not taking what is yours. They blindfold you. They make you stupid. They tell you that pa mwen, tout moun ni pou mo, mwen men, nay mo, ek whatever, nay kite te, whatever. La ni moun gay, mwen men, pa mwen kay fe moun chwe mwen pou te, whatever. Did you all say that you're a Christian country, you're only reading your Bible? Did God not tell you to occupy until he come back? Let the Chinaman occupy in China. You from your country occupy there. People, let me tell you something. You have to take what is yours. Because both UWP ministers and SLP ministers, especially the tourism guys, these people have demonstrated, they have shown you that they're not in your favor. These people have shown you that they are existing just to cater for these people from overseas to come and build hotels or whatever it is that they want to come and do in the country. They will cater for them, not you. So the time has come for you to take what is yours. Rent land, lease land, people, lease land. Listed. They have some other countries in the Caribbean. People, you don't need all of them big things to bring tourists in the country, Because we can different côté. La ni moun ki pa ni tout la sa ko spend. You see, like the money that Sanders charging. There are people that do not have them kind of money. They just want a clean place, a decent place that they can come in and they can sleep or whatever, and they can travel the place and think. You need to you have to take what is yours. You have to get a piece of the action in that tourism thing that is happening there. You in your country, you have all these thousands of people coming to your shores every month, and you just leaving all that money, all these opportunities for foreigners that come and establish hotels in the country. And you from the country, you're not thinking of how you can take advantage of that. Some of the people you all grow up, you all die, and you all never took advantage. I mean, all the people coming to your country, the people coming in, and you're allowing everybody else to take advantage of the country, and you born there and you're taking advantage of it. The time has come, people. You have to take what is yours. You don't have to have no big elaborate place like Sandals and them places. Learn to cook properly. Just, I mean, get a place that's decent enough. Five of you all come together, 10 of you all come together and get a place. Organize the rooms in a way. From whatever, cook by say now, or Zoka cook by say now. Take what is yours. Why is that is happening there? You rent some land. You have 10 of you all working together. You all do your farm. You all produce your own tomatoes, your own things. So the things that you all prepare for the guests, you all producing it on your own location. Take what is yours, people. Take what is yours. Right now, there is a situation where there is a lot of people that is abandoning their farmlands. List some of them lands because I find the prices are very reasonable. List some farmlands. 10 people come together and build some cottages. Even you all have to list some land. List some lands for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. List some land. And build tea cottages and lay. Organize the other man here. And have a nice little farm, organic farm, and produce the things that you're going to, the things, and cook your own food. So you employing yourself, cooking food for the guests, plus you yourself producing your own stuff that you can set, you can think. Take what is yours. You cannot depend on them government fellas. These government people from both parties have proven clearly in that tourism thing they're not there for you people. They're not there for you. They're not creating avenues. The last time, the only man that really impressed me there as of late is Hile. Exhibit as of late about Hile. But from a man can come and talk about he want to create opportunities for the local people to be able to have guests and all of that. I respect Hile for that. Every other Maji Hile has said before the election, I just completely forget about that. That part where Hile said that he want to be able to cater for the local people to have to have guests at their home and them place. I respect Hile for that. I respect Hile for that. And you see, if Hile, people like Hile, with that idea, if he push that further so that the local people can get more of the pie, that all of that is good. You have them hotels. Let me tell you something. The disillusionment already again. You have them hotels. From the time I'm a little child, I'm hearing people complaining about these all-inclusive hotels, and they never change that thing. You have how can a hotel you bringing people from overseas, and everything that they want is in the hotel, and the people that selling by the market can't get nothing from them people. For the most part, the people that come by the Castries market and go into the crafts market and buy things, these are people that come on the boat. These are people that come on the boat. You all want the hotel money, you all want the food money, you all want all the money. Then you all want to make money on the buses that going out. You all want to sell the souvenirs. You all want to sell everything that's on. Files back up playing pièce. These people that are saying that they're representing you all, if these ministers of tourism are serious, they will say that no more all-inclusive hotels in the country. Say Monaco, when they write in their proposals for the hotel, they make you believe that they're going to be buying all the things from the farmers. They make you believe that it's a heaven they're going to create on earth. But let buy all right. Go container se bouk la ka sorti ek tout bay yo from Miami. Adele ou même farmer qui a planté tomatoes là. Tomatoes ou pas ka vendre because comme container vini sort l'autre pays ek tomatoes. C'est pour ça qu'on a moun ek comme go patché tomatoes pour $3 adele. Comme go patché kokom pour $3 pour $2 because bouk ha flood bouk la bouk ha menen bay sort l'autre pays. Se moun nan pa an fave zot, there's a disillusionment that is going on. Bon, ou kay di sa, an nom kom kay ouverze yo kay di, se parti nou mise ka goumen, te parti nou ka goumen. Non, you have to get out of that person. You have to take what is yours. Even in the area of manufacturing, just go to the supermarkets. Almost all of these things are coming from overseas, and some of these things can be made. You people can make those things, people. You can make those. Some of these things are not hard to create. Some of these things are not hard to make. Imagine you have like plantain chips coming from overseas. Zo pa konet mane pou fan banan ek fwi yada apan. Zo pa ha même fwi banan. Zo pa ha fwi banan set lisi. Zo ka kite moun sot jis lot peyi ek banan fwi pou van banan fwi bay zo. Ou pa se marchi ka ale la. Zo pa ha fwi banan set lisi. Hein? Jis jam na yo ka mene sot lot peyi. Zo pa ha fe sa pièce a peyi set lisi. People, you have to take what is yours. You have to take what is yours. You have to take what is yours. You cannot be working for them people for your whole life and you have no big benefit in it. You cannot be working all of your life like a slave. And what is it that you're going to leave? What's your legacy? Some of you will have children. What are you going to leave behind for your children and for your grandchildren? When you're spending how can you work all them years? You're working 40 years for a company for what? You can work 40 years for yourself. I will understand that there's a need for some people to work 40 years for a company. But not everybody has to be working 40 years for people. You can't do that for yourself. They make you believe that these things are so difficult, man. These things are not as hard as you people thinking. These things are not. Moi c'est moun qui ha ni business, ou commencer business cette ici, van business. Business moi commencer still ka exist. Ou check le? So moi sav sa nan des hours. You cannot, let me tell you something, you cannot just go to the shop, go to the stores. You cannot be importing everything. You cannot be importing everything. You cannot import everything. And if them government people were serious, UWP and SLP, you go in certain areas and you listen to me, Mervyn Antoine, people don't support their own. There are some people like that. But there are some of us that will deliberately look for your thing to support it. And also, Mervyn, the other thing you need to understand too is that if you want us to support your thing, you have to bring quality in front of us too. You cannot bring Papi Show and expect people to support it. And that's the mentality of some people. You have to really reach some international standards. You have to reach standards too. You understand? But there are people that will deliberately not support you for true, Mervyn. Lani moun dikay di, ou kay komanse a business, Mervyn. Ki sa yo kay di? Ki moun ki misye? You will want to go to the bank to get a loan to do something. You have all your paperwork, everything in order. Some banks, they will deny you want probably $50,000 to do that thing. They will deny you. According to top lahan. They will take a fella who will come from Spain, and that's thing that happened for a fact. I know that. Some fellas will come from Spain, and they will give them $3 million. But you from the place, they will say, "Kimun mi se kwe," and they do that to people. That is why I'm speaking about those things. You will want some land to do a project in Soufre, in Vieux Fort, and they will say, "Kimun mi se kwe." These people will actually call people from your community and ask them which political party you're supporting for them not to give you what it is that you're supposed to get. And if you, perchance, got that thing, they would make you pay between 1,000 to 1,400 EC dollars per acre per year for the lands in Vieux Fort. They give them same land to the Chinese fellas for 99 US cents per acre per year. There are a lot of impediments to your progress in the country, and they making believe like everything is okay. There are obstacles that they put in your way. But what I'm trying to tell you, at the end of the day, with all of the obstacles, you're supposed to still do what you have to do. And when and it is a war out there. And I was giving the example of Nehemiah when he was building the wall. They had their sword in their waist while they were building the wall. When you build in your wall, when you build in your thing, you have to have your sword in your waist. You can't just go there to fellas, some of them people in high and low places in wickedness, and you want to go there like a little lamb and say, I come in and look for a loan for 60,000, or I want this land to do that project. Man, you have to come heavy, come with your sword in your waist. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a spiritual sword. You can't come lightweight with them fellas that don't have no plans for to develop the country. Even if there are cases where the ministers of government have good intentions, and you have all kind of creepers in these quasi government organizations. These creepers are there to block you. There are a lot of creepers in Lusha that are just there to block you. They're there to make sure that you do not eat, that your children starve. That's what they're there for. They vow that you will not eat. Whereas these same people, when they say another man come from another land, they clap for him. Let me just give you a typical example. When you see, okay, Abu Blanc, Carvini, and say like you see him in Castries driving in his vehicle or whatever, you so programmed that in your mind you automatically believe that man must be living in Cap Estate or one of them areas over there. You believe that he's in your mind, you're so programmed, people are so programmed that they believe that these guys deserve the best of the land. But when you see somebody like me, they will assume, come and say, Peter, as we say sorty, whatever. And you will come to the people, you will come to them, to the institutions, being that the minds of them slaves, because a lot of are still slaves. In the mind of them people, and they will always look for obstacles to block you. These people are slaves still. These people are there. Some of these people are there. Other say bawad. But you do not have no excuse. In spite of that, you're not supposed to let them people block you and stop you. You have no excuse for doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take what is yours. This country, St. Lucia, is up for grabs. And if you do not check yourself, when the time comes, you will have nothing to hold on to. Worse for your children. The fellows have reserved everything. You look at Invest St. Lucia. As I told you a while ago, Invest St. Lucia will make certain things available to locals. Some locals will come with proposals. Yes, they will entertain them. Yes, they will make you get what you're supposed to get. But what I'm trying to tell you is, for the most part, them fellas there to make sure that they leave the best lands for foreigners. Um, um, I'm Mr. John, I'm John from England. I'm from England, and I come here and I would like to invest in this industry. And I heard that you were the one, Mr. John, that I'm supposed to speak to. Ek se bouk la ka ouve tout la pot bay se bouk sa one time. Ek who même vini from St. Lucie ou ka di that navel string or berry St. Lucie. Se moun sa pa ni pièce west people. But let me tell you, in spite of that, you're supposed to possess your possession. You have to take a part of the country. You have to take up your part of the country. Do not let them slaves stop you from getting what you're supposed to get. Don't let them slaves stop you. You have these people that you vote for. You are so animated during the election time. Say, Tikwa and tell Mama sa. Tikwa and tell Mama sa. It is so bad. In places like Oleon in the valley, masses upon that Oleon. Tant election, you know the Henneken Bear. The Henneken Bear has 3 red stars on it. Moun, nan la chay moun, ki UWP, ki pa ka bwe Henneken Bear, de tant election. That is how bad it is. You understand? That is how bad the people are. The people are disillusioned. Imagine you going and cry, campaign and all of those things year after year, making noise, kind of seal moon. And when you sick, when you get sick, you go to the man hospital. Adele pa même doigt ou sa hen. Basic medication la pa ni. Ek même se boug la ou ka jom tik ou tel tou mama sa ou ka jom ba yo. Laisse boug sa malade. Plein yo ka kon ay lot pi ay we docteur. Plein yo ka kon ay New York ay we docteur. Plein yo ka kon ay England ay we docteur. Ek ou même di ka jire ba yo. You don't even have toilet paper. Ou pa même ni bed sheet an l'hôpital la lo ay la. Because you have to take what is yours, guys, and forget about them political party thing that's going on in the country. See, it's a pack of benefit no pay here. Tired of hurting people. Right now is the time for you to think of and tell yourself, you know what I'm saying? You have to think of some business that you have to create to generate income to help yourself and your family. You have to look and see the things that we're importing in this country that I can make that thing cheaper. You can make that thing cheaper and do these things. You have to take possession of the land, man. You have to take possession of the land. Too long them things been going on. For too long. There comes a time when you have to say enough is enough. There's a time where you have to say enough is enough and you ain't taking it again. These political fellows are not the solution to our problems. They have proven that. We have had this thing going on for all these years, Gasa. Maman vote, please. Maman vote. Gwa maman vote. Ou vote. Et l'animon qui fait qui a entitled 18 years pour vote. Et qu'est-ce qu'il n'y a pas changer en favor? And you cannot sit down and think within yourself that this system is not working for me. You can reason out within your mind and say that this thing is not beneficial to me. There are people who work hard. You're working hard. You're doing what you're supposed to do. And at the end of the day, you can eat your bread properly. You put in all your energy, all your strength. You're working. You're dedicating yourself to the work. And at the other time, you cannot build a future for yourself. It is your responsibility to have a strong future for yourself. For your children to eat properly. You understand? And some people, they disillusioned and confused so much that they saying, me, all I want is I just want to have my house and a vehicle and I'm satisfied. You are a selfish person. When you get involved in these enterprises and this business and other things, as you expand, you employ more people. You employ more people. The lady who has the free children going to school, she can work for you and have her $20 to give her children to pay the bus to go to school. But if you're going to think and tell yourself that me, once I have a house and I have my Jeep, that's all I don't want much, that's all I want. You're selfish, you're there for yourself. Whereas the man coming from, he coming on the plane and he has all the, one time I was on a plane and I was thinking about that because a guy told me that, an American guy told me one time that, man, sometimes you sit down on a plane and when you go, you go into St. Lucia and you'll be surprised you go into St. Lucia on a plane coming from America. And the person that is sitting on by book blank his baller. When you talking to him, he telling you, oh, I'm going to St. Lucia to check on my property. Hey, woman, open PS property, certainly see. So I say like I mama and papa and you should be thankful that your parents probably have a room that they keep there for you still. And you go into your mother's and your father's room that they have, the house that is theirs. And the white man coming on the plane and telling you, come in and check on this property. Man, this thing have to stop, people. You need to stop thinking of yourself only and at least think of your children, even if you don't care about nobody, but think of your children, Papa. Let me tell you something. You see, because of the slavery, people do not really understand what wealth is. People have a misconception about wealth. Most St. Lucians do not know about wealth. When I understood about wealth, I had to read about wealth. And there had certain men, certain fellas that taught me of what wealth is about. What wealth? You know, in America, when I was in America, you know, wealth, for you to be wealthy, you must have a certain number of generations of wealthy people that you coming from. Like listen to me, your great grandfather must have had wealth, and your great grandfather, your grandfather, your father coming down to you. There must be generations of wealthy people, for you to play like you can put yourself and talk about that. Said, listen, depa moun nan kay in a jeep, isa mahe an pen ek be plime, boy, you can seal to. Sorti là, you can just vle kikou. And these very same people, just anti maladi, ek tout la han yo wipe out. Ek se moun sa ka do yo sa ka ale, yo rich, yo ni la han, whatever. Wealth se by generations, sa. Wealth sa generation bagay. So ka establish sa, so lo more, you ka still man hen lesa, you ka still man hen lesa. Me, you teach you kon slave, you got teach you lo mo ou pa hale pi moins ou mo ou an cimetière ou fini ou ka fait fumier mais richou ka manger pito lo mo richou ka souffert pito lo mo by tellement rough and low that police ne pou mélanger les richou because you commit ko yo pour voler ça qui passe yo. That's the slave mentality they taught you in. If you même pas ka follow it, move away from that. Take what is yours in the country. But we do ça. Lani moun set lisi ki feel according, you're not supposed to have certain things, Lani moun ki feel according ou pas supposé ni d'autres bagay. Tout l'autre moun sa name, but not you. It is okay, as I told you a while ago, it is okay for M&C, Macy's, and them other people to have businesses in Castries, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière. It is okay for Mr. Chasney to have his businesses in Castries, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière. It is okay for Caribbean Metals to be in everywhere. It is okay for Peter Company to be in Castries, Vieux Fort, and Soufrière. A woman, any little thing that you have, sometimes the thing so small that when your head is inside, your backside is outside. By la telma piti, they want to stop you. They want to block you for that. Man, you have to take in what yours is, son. I'm disappointed, son. You have to go. So you have to wake up from where you are and go and look for them government lands. You have to wake up because it's bad for you. It's bad. Because of baka fay, la ni tête, you ka kite. Because la pa nan demand, so baka place en demand and laisse mon nan. So they leaving everything for them other people to come and kidnap the land, to come and take the land. Ek buka fin fe business, ek so just la. Buy and sell too, man. Manufacture things too. Take the land. There's a lot of farmland now, a lot of farmland available. Imagine things so bad. They're so disillusioned, in the valley, the Denry Valley and them places. There are fellas that there are people that live in the farmlands and going and work cash security for $3 and something cents per hour. You can match a somewhere yo for $3 and something cents an hour. And you can make much more than that in farming and go and sleep at your home at night because they disillusioned, they're not thinking. So many of them things, people, these things can be made. A lot of them things, these things are easy to make. Because one of the things I want to do is to have a place where young boys and older people that want to actually do something, learn how to package some of them things or make something out of them things, to bring them together and make them do them things and go and sell it and make a living. You understand? Some of them things not hard to do. Sometimes we have situations where ukahen banan tupa tu ni banan cheap again lo then tomorrow lo gade yung gwen banan $1. There have to be a way to process them things, people. There are ways you can make flour out of that, and the way you cook it is after you take when you after you process it, you can make lo a show. You pour in the plantain flour, you can stir it, même qu'on le moun ka fe cornmeal porridge, and then you have that in your plate with your meat and whatever. You understand? And you do it. There is market flani monkey vlei people. I'm telling you, there are people that in the time when you cannot get it, that's when the market is there. And also, there will be food shortages. So these are things that can be stored for like 6 months and even more. But it's you that have to do it. You have to do it. You have to show people how to do it because you know say by la moi vle faire comme na fait vidéo ça, moi vle ni moi ha parler by on the moon to do these things live for people to see how it is done because I want people to get involved in doing those things for a living. So you have okay, another thing again. You go to Castries, you go by the market, and everybody when you go and eat a plate of if you buy a plate of fish meal, presque tout se monde na se même bagay yo ni. There's no variety. Combien moun ki ka van lapin rabbit meat? How many people doing that? So what if somebody is actually producing their own rabbits and actually prepare rabbit la kote somebody can just go to the supermarket and just buy the rabbit. It's already, just like you have ham, même ham na you can van pour Noël là. Imagine you can prepare rabbit meat at a manière qui already seasoned, but it's almost like it is baked. So lemon after ça is already baked and they can just do what they want with it. There are so many things that can be done, but it's not happening. And the thing is, there are people that will not support, but there are people that will support. There are people that will support. We cannot afford to let our food be provided by people from other countries. This Ministry of Agriculture, people talking about food security, food security. Actually, just big words, so people to head and using big words. They get money from the EU to have projects and things about sustainable development. And at the end of the day, nothing not happening with them things. Nothing happening. Sustainable development, food security, and it is you that have to get involved in those things and make a living out of it. There are ways to do it. People, let me tell you something. I used to work at the Development Bank, and I have received a lot of training from people from the Caribbean Development Bank on a lot of those things that you see I'm talking about. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So right now, I want people to get into manufacturing things. I don't want when I go in the shop and the supermarket to see something that can be done here, and I see but plantain chips coming from overseas. Where somebody here can, we have enough plantain there, sir, that somebody here can do that. These are the things I'm talking about. Take possession of your future and your destiny. You have to take St. Lucia. Some of the government people, the quasi-government people, it look like they just want to sell the place to people from overseas. Just take the place and run it. There are things that you can do. Own the shops, man. They have information that I had, and the thing is that it grieves me when I give people my best information and I'm not seeing they making use of it. I found out the information. You see a lot of the Syrians, you see that selling close to your Castries. Them people getting them things from Panama. And how to get it? 10 people come together and they buy a container. 5 people come together, they buy a container of clothes. You stay in your and you go there, you buy, they send it to you. And I was trying to tell people, I know that they're interested in things. I tell them, get 5 people or 10 people and you all come together and buy the clothes in Panama. I know the place, I know all the places. Come together and buy it. Because I want the people to do well. The way it is people are disillusioned and they thinking like if another man do well, it affecting you. No, you do well. You understand? I can eat a bread on that, on you, on your success. Somebody in my family can get a job from you because you doing well. That's how I see it. You understand? Money to start. The best way to start something is to start small. Start your own small investment, because the reason why it is better to start small is because when you start small, you can actually see if there is a mistake or something wrong, you can actually fix it up and it will not cost you. But when you put big money into things and there is a mistake, you lose big money too. So always start businesses small, then you will learn better. You will be able to adjust easier. Always start businesses small. So as you start small, you're starting to increase, you're starting to get better. And when you go to an institution, a funding institution, they can see that they have something to go by, something to give them confidence. Because a lending institution like a bank, they want to make sure that whatever they put in their money in is secure and that they're not going to lose their money. So you have to give them that level of confidence that look, I have started these things and I have sold, and look, I'm already selling to people. Look, these people are asking me for two, that one asked me for four, that one asked me for 10, and I reach a point where I cannot supply them, but I need help. I need a help so I can buy a machine or something like that. But what happened to is there are some people you're trying to give them the information, and I noticed that people were not taking the information. If you know that you want to have a business, you want to establish business, get an account, especially a good credit union or some bank. Get an account. Get an account and take small loans of things that you need and pay the people so that they can see that you have a track record of credit and paying back. But you have to put yourself in these things, because if you want to go further, you want to buy a machine or some big blender or some big thing from overseas, you have to show people a track record that you have a track record. But you have another simple thing. These days, you notice that a lot of chill people that sell soft drinks to children, that soft drinks don't sell a lot like before, because there is a higher level of consciousness among the people right now. But you still have fruits that are spoiling in Lusha, and it is so easy. They have those blenders, those juice makers, the industrial ones. They're more expensive than the things that you'll get at Court. Somebody can just buy one or two of those things, and you have a freezer. So when things are in season, some places like you can get guavas without even paying for it. You stock those things in a freezer, and when there is none, you have some. So you can be making this juice and get like these bottles that they put in the coconut water in. You can have those things, and hello, yes, from where? Oh, wrong number, wrong number. My name is Christian. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is like you can be making these juices, these local juices, and have them in this or you can have real juice jugs that you buy from overseas and put them in it. You can contact the people from Bureau of Standards and they will be happy to really work with you. You buy the stainless steel materials, because when you're dealing with food, it's stainless steel you have to use, and you just start producing those things and selling it to parents and to you and in different shops. You can just have that selling it in shops, in the shop in your community. In your community, have 20 shops. You from Babono, they have 20 shops in Babono. You have them in 20 shops. You will be surprised that there'll be a time when it will be hard for you to supply. This is how things go. But you have to take the country back. You can't let every Dick, Tom, and Harry just come just because they're from another place and you there, you can't eat. You have to take, because you cannot, the time has come when you cannot depend on them government people. You cannot depend on the quasi-government institutions that you have, because these things are not designed to look out for you. You have to look out for yourself. It is time. It is time. The people have lands available, and you're having everybody else coming and write proposal to get their land to do things, and you're there, you're not doing nothing. You never apply for nothing in your country. You're in a country and you never apply for nothing. I mean, you Lani Moon keep a memory a passport. If an opportunity come fast, oh guys, and look, I need somebody to come in Grenada or whatever and do something for me for a month, and I'll pay you this and that. You can't go nowhere, you don't have a passport. All the ID card, passport, all of these things that the country giving you supposed to have it. L'année moun ka sorti jot lot pays again in no time you ni passport set lisi. E pou fet set lisi, e pou pa nan passport. And you're talking about development. That is why the people have you. Because you're disillusioned. You're disillusioned, they have you. That is why Vieux Fort is like that. Because the people are disillusioned. There's a deep sea harbor in Vieux Fort. There's an international airport. They have all of those things going. There's flat land and nothing happening. To the extent that nothing is happening so much now that the best thing people see they can do is to just power people in the place. And that's a place that Vieux Fort was supposed to be the engine of development in St. Lucia. That's why you're supposed to have all the manufacturing and all the things happening in Vieux Fort. But the Pakafet, because they have this thing pulling the people, controlling them and making them the foolishness of themselves, because they want their lands to do their businesses sometime in the future. But you just there allowing them people to come here and take all the lands, take all the opportunities, and then you just there. How many of you can go to China and get the Chinese people, the president of China or whoever, to give you all the best land in China? How many of you can do that? You will go to China and they'll give you the best land in China. You will go to America and they'll give you the best land in America. They'll make the best land available to you. And in your place, you open a place. We hold to a value so you worry about politics that Kim on power, except when now me power, because me worry about situation. How long will that continue? You have to take. It was only for putting bulls that by on neck fan by it cannot be business as usual. It cannot be. Only for me buy a place. By issue farm work generation. You have to put something in place. The land is there and you're letting everybody take the land because you're not putting nothing in place. You have to possess your possession, yes, sir. Cette list is a possession, no. Only pour possess le. You have to possess your possession. You have to. You have to have projects in mind. You have to have things working on. Open pièce plan. So, si moun ka vene sort lot pays ek plan, ek yo ska pwe tout ba yo ni. Because one place la ou fait la open pièce plan. How come you be in the place and you open plan? Opa rich, ek open pièce plan. You don't have no ambition, you don't have no mind. God created if your brain, ek ou just la. Ou just la ka kite moun sort. Just China vin like just pwe tout ba la moun ek vin nou ka complain. Zo la ka kite moun sort. Just Syria ka control. Whole country exhaust la ka complain. E mwen ha dizot, mwen ha fe video ka dizot se Panama se moun na ka lani free zone area in Panama. Mwen ki ka dizot ki pat Panama pou ale tout bagay. Lani book mwen just di lani kote ou sa hen ni pli cheap me area sa an pou be careful. pa really vin an area sa, just point ak sou ale la, because an a chay crime an area sa, tout sa mwen a di se bouk la sa. You're just dissatisfied to see everybody come to your shores and you're not doing nothing. You're just dissatisfied letting a man come and talk in the House of Assembly, talking about how direct foreign investment, direct let us turn power direct foreign investment la. Sa min pou do se moun nan pa ka rele ka chile an le hotel zo. Se bouk lot peyi se bouk la ka chile pou ouvert plas la baye. Se pa baye zo sa. Même si moun nan zo vote bale, direct foreign investment, se an le hotel sa se bouk sa ye. Direct for foreign investment se bouk la do we. Moun ki sot lot peyi yo ka baye preference, yo de ki sa develop economy an. Et les zoni fami zo sa zoni uncle zo, different moun England, Amerique, different kote, ki ni $1 million, ki vle vin invest. Se bouk la pa vle tan se bouk sa. Blok, se bouk sa ka blok yo ka blok zo pou empêcher tonton zo vin fè business ici a. Et les élections vini, zo même ka forget tout ça, c'est tout zo la c'est ti kwa en commune, zo pa me le kan rien. Whole mois avant ça, zo pa de sa man en pain. Actuellement, son est quoi? Ti kwa encore mon. Ek laisse mon gen, si zo tombe malade, la pa même ni am doit l'hôpital là, les oreilles là. Zo ou di vous vle enfant project ou vle te, yo di yon te gouvernement ou ka apply. Se mon nan pou kouye ek mande ki parti ou supporter, sou an le wrong side là ou pa ka rien. Et laisse mon nan venir sort l'autre pays, yo pa mande yo ki parti yo ka supporter. People, the time has come, Yasa. The mind have to change. The vibe have to change. Zoki is here right now, katan moi. Zot se few moun nan la, ki katan moi right now la. Zoni an obligation pou zot men fè business ek fè progrès an pays Saint-Lucie. Zoni pou devise manye pou survive, pou fè bagay, pou riche zot manje from travay zot. Zot ki ka koute mwen right now la, zoni an obligation pou riche zot manje from travay zot. Zoni an obligation pou ti zot manje from travay zot. Zo pa ka kite moun vin sot lot peyi ek vini point tout bagay Saint-Lucie ek zo la sofara. Lani bagay ki to sip pou fe. Sip. Ek lani informers ek spies ek lani creepers Saint-Lucie ki ka try do bout zo ek blok zot. Me change se moun sa pa ha blok zo pou tout le. Ou check le. Ek zon pou sav dat dan se moun sa pa kan fave zo, so zon pou servi lide zo, les zo ka dilek se moun sa. Me zon pou fè demache, zo pa ka viv. Tout moun se sofara. Maman se sofara, gwo maman se sofara, papa se sofara, maman se sofara, beau-père se sofara, zo tout di, ou chi se sofara, zo tout se sofara. Combien de générations moun exot personne pas a bien manger en pays ya. Grand-maman zo, connaissez grand-maman ka di CAL zo a. CAL zo a, c'est pas de ça manger en pain. Grand-papa pas de ça manger en pain. Grand-maman pas de ça manger en pain. Maman pas de ça manger en pain. Ou même pas même bailler en pain. Quand ça on train pour ka brick c'est cycle ça brick casser ces bagages ça là même casser ces bagages ça regardez ça ba simple comme ça Zoka dans supermarket you will go to the supermarket and you'll buy mixed veg, you'll buy frozen mixed vegetables, you'll go to the supermarket and buy those things, and most times these things will come from Miami. But these things you can be doing those things yourself. You can be doing those things yourself. We can produce carrots and all this broccoli and all of those things that they have in the mixed veg. corn and all of that that you have in the mixed veg pack. Ça ça fait ici, simple. This thing that people use a lot of, some I like it a lot, cornmeal. Cornmeal ça fait un pays. And the thing is, ma book just got parler à quoi by ma connect. There is a product that the banana farmers used to use. It came in a box. I can let box Latenia. It had a hand of banana, ripe banana on it. Exatica Fesi banana. It was helping the bananas produce very well. The production was good. So there was a time there was a shortage of that product. Eklatana Bokite really had a lot of confidence in that thing. We actually fair did the same active ingredients, the same chemicals that the other thing had. Mwen fair sa bay bugla, mwen fair ibali. There are a lot of things that can be done here, sir. There's a lot of things. The time has come. We have to take over. We have to take what is ours. Say, Minister Pakaivlo, take what is ours. The only minister I heard that behave like he want people to take what is theirs is Ernest Hile alone. Take sa ki sa ou people. Lani moun ki sa so. They had this Bell Fashion factory in Denry, sa ferme. Lani moun ki sa so. And there's still so many things that can be made. They just shut everything down. How will your grandchildren eat when you cannot think of a way to create a foundation for them? Whereas the foundation is there. So ba kite moun sort jis Amerik, jis China. Zo ka Amerik ayan le holiday, whatever zo ka fe la, le zo ka vie set lisi, bouk la ki bozon le sit plen nan, yan le bagay li ekse business li kay check set lisi. Business li kay check set lisi. E ki sa ou kay fe set lisi? Ou just ni maman la? There was a movie I saw one time with Denzel Washington, and he went into it was in some ghetto place that he was doing drug thing. He got he win an Oscar for that thing, and he was a bad cop. So he went to the ghetto place and all of that, and he started reproaching the guys, and he told the guy the N word, the N word. Ninja, you guys just leave here. And it's the same thing I'm telling you. I don't say go book la le sort lot pay Kevin check on the business yo. You just gade book gon no set place gade. Just ka wait ici ya. E mwen ka mwen ki ni business ka control ici ya. Just ka wait ici ya. So le ou kata news, the fellas trying to prevent you from coming by the beach. Set ici ka hele, nou pa sa pase bo beach la, nou pa sa pale this, that, nou can do this, we can do that. The fellas running you all in your own place, Gassan. Imagine you were there. Some of you are from the time you were little boys, you passing in that beach, person back at his own. La Richard Point actuellement, ko book vini from Lord Pays, kan peche so pasan le own beach zo, ek zo pa wan bay ron ek sa. Zo pare yo van zot. Your leaders have sold you out. Your leaders have sold you out. Now is the time for you to get out of being married to these political parties. Now is the time to stop thinking about political parties and think about your family. People, let me tell you something. All of you people that is listening to me right now, that is interested in doing a business, You all need to go on full throttle and put things in place. You all need to go in full throttle and put things in place. And I'm not telling you all things that I'm not doing myself. I registered a business the last time I was there around December. I registered a business. And we just been parler about a partner me week, and we were talking about different vibes, different vibes, different vibes. Just probably around 2 hours ago, because I had certain plans, and the thing that he has in mind can just complement the thing that I have that I plan already. I'm not just talking about it because I just want to talk. I talking because I how do you call it? I walk the walk. And the thing is, I want to see my people eat well. Mwen vle wè zon manje, mwen vle wè zon ni business tou asan. Mwen tired of pase ka street. Ek na wè se tout lot moun asan ki ni business, ek zo pan business. Sa zon ka fè akon di sel to avan zo sa fè se spend l'argent asan. The only thing I was telling a guy the last time, look at that. Most of the coconut trees that we have is around at least 60 years. The ones you see that are very high, say by are 60 years. These things will not produce again. You see all of those people selling coconut by the market? Kastri se moun sa ka fan chay pou fi an lese koko sa. But an chay di yo pa smart ase pou plante koko. Something that start bearing in around 3 years sometimes. So that is something that somebody can get into if you have the land, whatever. Just plant a cocoa. In around 3 years, you will see the difference in your life. But people don't want to listen. Everybody, according to just the slave thing is there. According to tout se moun as a slave, you just spend la, spend la, spend la, spend la. Mwen vle wè an chay moun an to involve an business sa. Mwen vle wè zot ni business zo. Mwen vle wè zo ka fè manufacture bagay. Mwen vle zo ka mene import bagay pou van. Mwen vle zo wè ka fè bagay pou moun achete, ka fè juice. Mwen vle, zo pa konet mane pou fwi banan. An moun ni pou sot jis lot peyi vin mouche zo mane pou fwi banan zed lisi. Chips, zo ka mene chips vini sotan dan lot peyi. Zo pa ha fwi banan. Zo pa ha fwi banan. Of course, la ni difon, tout bagay ni prinsipyo. La ni difon l'huile. La ni difon l'huile ou ka servi, ou ka fe bagay kon han, nou sav sa. Ben sou fouye, tout sa ou ka sav, sou fouye, sou interese. Mais se moun nan pa ka fouye, se moun nan pa interese, se moun nan pa ka check anyen, se moun nan just vle fè bon customer, tout sel. Zozan sa roule la vie an set lese. Se sa la just achete bagay. You just want to be consumers of foreign products all your life. Ou pa ka fè anyen men. Tout bagay zon vle menen, jis je jami, la den la jis je jami, mwen se moun ka sot ka menen je jam vin an peyi ya. Jis je jam zo ka menen an peyi. An bay ki sa fet isi a telman eze. Zo ka menen pistache vini sot lot peyi, pistache salted nuts, lightly salted nuts. Ça fait moun ka fait ça fait eze. And you can grow your own peanuts to do that too. So many autant bagay ki sa fait en pays san. These things have to change, man. These things have to change. So let me tell you, go and start to think of what you're interested in, what skills you have or what skills you want to learn. These days, there's a lot of things you can learn on YouTube. You can learn to do a lot of things on YouTube. You need to start having your own businesses, start manufacturing things, start having your things in the shop. Même si ou pa mene an go supermarket, mais at least an area, si se babon ou ye, an valley, combien shop en place la ni ba yo ka vendre? Par las ki te moun vini sot lot peyi et point tout sa on en peyi ya. Et koto ou te ka ale avon, pa sa même ay la encore. This disillusionment have to stop, gasan. Mwen vle zot tout gade pou an baye pou fe, gade pou an side hustle, fan baye pou van. Fan baye pou van. Même si lan sports, fan baye pou van bo sports la. Fan bagay pou van. Fan baye pou van, fe issue man implimer. Ti issue sa man implimer. You got try do money when you die, ou pa hale pi, whatever, ou pa hale pi, melani moun, ou sa kite pou yo enjoy li. Pour la vie a pa strenuous pour you. So, I'm leaving you with that, and I'm charging you now. I'm leaving you now, but I'm charging you to get involved. I register a business in the registry. All of your people, if you people are there, I want to hear that all of you people think, go and plan. All of you, I want all of you to go and register a business. There's a process. You go, you take the form, you put the name of the business, what you intend to do, and then they have lawyers. The government have lawyers that will check to see if there's any other person that have that business name. It will take around one working week, a week. So when you come back, they will tell you like, okay, the name was approved. There is nobody that has that with that business name, and then they will they will type something up for you. You will pay $100. You will take it to. It is the Hiranara building. All right. You will pay $150, and then they will give you an official certificate for your business. Mwen vle zo tout ki ka kote mwen right now. All of you that listening there right now, I want all of you people, there must be something that you can do so that you can stop thinking about yourself, think about your family, think about your community, think of people you can employ, think of your children and your children's children. All of you all people can have a business. Go and register a business. $150. Whatever it is that you're interested in, go and register a business and do it at a level that is competitive. Go and register a business. You have too many people live in America, England, and them other places. They have all their money in their country and they come in and take opportunities. You have been poor man here bush zot, except ministers or both UWP and Labor can support that. Direct foreign investment. There was a time for direct foreign investment in the 60s. No, right now we don't want direct foreign investment again. We want direct local investment. Mwen vle zo I register a business. Put your money where your mouth is. Go and register. I want all of y'all people to go and register a business. Think of something that you like, something that you can do. Go to see how you can make this, how you can make that, and thing. And think of something, people. Think of something. You have all these schools. Sometimes in a little area, you have like around 5 schools in a little area. And all of them schools, you have children that need good food and nutrition and juice and things like that. But yet, what happened? So wakite se mon amene juice from lot pi mene bay te mama la. It's only tout se bay la ka gate. Ex politician nan le yo vin le platform tous les 5 years. Nou sav zoni bay zo ka gate. Nou guys sa fe bagay, fe factory, whatever. Ex pa jamais fait. Let me tell you something. Do your thing. Every single one of you people that is there right now, I want you people to start registering your business. Go to Sedu. Ahiko Sedo, the government building. I think it's the second government building upstairs there. Is it the first? The second. I think it's the second. Go and find out how to get registered. Register a business. Register a business in terms of what you like and what you feel like it's in your heart to do. And we're going to talk about them things. But right now, I want you we're going to kill that show right now, and you have homework to do. Go and figure out what you want to do, what business you want to get involved in, and register it. So next time, I want to hear people tell me, look, I register my PIN, or at least I try to register it and all of that. That thing can, the normal way can happen again. So keep the fire burning. We'll see. Take care. I give you some work to do.